So, you want to know what the ultimate guard dog breed is? Well, today's first round contest sees the BOERBOEL and the TOSA INU looking to eliminate each other and move on to the quarterfinals. So, without further ado, let's get straight into round 1 of our 5-round fight. Whoever wins the most rounds progresses. Round number 1, the intimidation factor. BOERBOEL males can grow 64 to 70 centimetres, weighing 70 to 90 kilos, with females being 59 to 65 centimetres and around a similar weight. The BOERBOEL is an extremely large, muscular and stocky dog, but despite their size and rather bulky appearance, they are athletic and boast a quick turn of speed when needed. Males tend to be larger and heavier than their female counterparts, but both boast having large heads, which is the breed's impressive and distinctive feature. Their heads are unique, but always well in proportion with the rest of their body being broad, short and quite blocky, with dogs having nice full cheeks. Their necks are extremely powerful and moderately long, which dogs hold slightly arched. It flows smoothly to a dog's shoulders, with females showing less muscle than their male counterparts, and BOERBOELs have a level, firm, broad top line that extends from behind the wither to their croup, and their bellies both being slightly tucked up. Their bodies are compact, very muscular and solid, with dogs having both a good depth and width to them. They have broad, straight backs and very noticeable muscles, as their chests are deep, wide and broad, with dogs having well-sprung ribs and loins that are muscular and strong, being just slightly narrower than a dog's rib cage and rump. Shoulders slope moderately and are muscular, powerful and tight. Croups are flat, strong and broad, and tails are a natural extension of a dog's spinal cord and is set quite high, being a nice length and girth, with dogs holding them in the shape of a sabre. A BOERBOEL's skin is loose and quite thick, with the pigmentation being black. Dogs have a moderate number of wrinkles and folds on their brows when they are alert, and when it comes to their coat, they have very short, dense, sleek and smooth coats that boast a natural sheen to it. And they have well-pigmented skin, with these dogs coming in a variety of colours which include fawn, red, brown, black, brindle, Irish marked, which dogs should have less than 33% white in their coats, and piebald, where again they should have less than 33% in their coats. The TOSA varies quite considerably in size, with the Japanese purebred dogs tending to be about half the size of those bred outside of the country. The Japanese breed generally weighs between 36 to 61 kilos, which is 80 to 135 pounds, while the non-Japanese breeders are focused on dogs that weigh anything from 60 all the way up to 90 kilos, which is 130 to 200 pounds, and they stand 62 to 82 centimetres tall, being about 24 to 32 inches at the wither. The coat is characterised by its short and smooth appearance and is often red, brindle, fawn, or occasionally it can be quite a dull black. The TOSA's short, dense coat requires little grooming and the occasional brushing will suffice. Beyond that, the occasional bath will keep them clean and looking their best. Their strong, fast-growing nails should be trimmed regularly with a nail clipper or grinder to avoid overgrowth, splitting and cracking. And their ears should also be checked regularly to avoid the build-up of wax and debris, which can often result in infections in the breed. Well, this one's a tough one to judge, isn't it? Both dogs are very similar in appearance and size and therefore are pretty equally intimidating. But as we do need a winner, I put both dogs side by side and I went with my first gut instinct, which leaned towards the TOSA being the more intimidating, and win round 1. Round number 2, the bark and bite force. The BOERBOEL's bite force is another breed that is a bit of a mystery, with some people going to the extremes of saying it can be upwards of 800 psi. Now, I personally don't think that's quite correct, but I would be prepared to guess that they are in a similar range to the Cane Corso and Dogo Argentino at around the 500 psi mark. But let's check out their bark to see what we're dealing with when we're trying to scare and timid people off.
Pisasso. Pisasso, 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 pisasso.
The TOSA INU is commonly reported to have a bite force of 556 psi, which is incredibly strong and capable of stopping any bad guy in their tracks should you ever be unfortunate enough to actually require that of your dog. But let's check out that bark to see if it matches up to their bite. I don't think we can really take bite force into consideration here, as the Boerboels is unconfirmed and it could very well be more than the TOSA. And either way, I do imagine that it's very close. So basing it on the bark, again, both have booming scary barks, but I'm leading towards the Boerboels here, who levels the contest out 1 round each. Round number 3, trainability. The Boerboel is an intelligent dog, however they boast having very strong guarding instincts, which is something that needs to be gently curbed when these large dogs are still young. Leaving their education until they are older can make them harder to train simply because of their large size. With this head in the right hands with the right amount of early socialisation and the correct sort of training, the Boerboel is a very responsive dog and one that learns new things very quickly. The key to successfully training one is to make sure they understand the limits and boundaries which a dog must respect from an early age. It's a good idea to enrol the help of an expert dog trainer when thinking of sharing your home with a Boerboel, and it's a great way of ensuring their training and education starts off on the right foot, which goes a long way when it comes to handling and living with such large, powerful, protective dogs in a home environment. Like all puppies, Boerboels are very cute, which means it's all too easy to spoil them when they first arrive in your home. However, owners need to start out as they mean to go on, bearing in mind that a cute puppy quickly grows up to be a powerful and dominant adult dog. This means setting out ground rules, limits and boundaries so that the puppy understands what is acceptable behaviour and what is not. It also helps establish who the alpha dog is in the household, and something that is extremely important where Boerboels are concerned. Although the TOSA is a very intelligent dog, they are known to have quite a stubborn streak in them, which is why careful yet firm handling is needed right from the word go if you want to share your home with one of these huge, powerful and protective animals. It's also worth bearing in mind that when they are puppies and adolescents, the TOSA can be quite headstrong. They're very lively and can be very boisterous, which means getting them to focus during the training is a little more challenging. But like most of the other guarding breeds in this tournament, it is absolutely imperative for you to do this from day one, because if you leave it, you might find it very difficult to be able to manage such a large, powerful dog. Neither dog is exactly the Einstein of the dog world, but both are capable of solid basic levels of obedience with correct handling, socialisation and training. And again, another very close round here, but if you were forcing me to choose between the breeds to train for an obedience competition or to compete in something like IPO, I would be going with the Boerboel, who moves into a 2-1 lead. Round number 4, health and life expectancy. The average life expectancy of a Boerboel is between 10 and 12 years when properly cared for and fed on a good, appropriate quality diet to suit their ages. Like so many other breeds, the Boerboel is known to suffer from a few hereditary health issues which are worth knowing about if you are planning to share your home with one of these large, attractive dogs. The conditions that seem to affect the breed most include hip and elbow dysplasia, entropion and ectropion, bloat and gastric torsion, wobbler syndrome, weak immune system, and allergies. The average life expectancy of a TOSA is between 10 and 12 years when properly cared for and also fed a good quality diet. Like so many other breeds, they are known to suffer from a few hereditary health issues which you must know about if you are planning to share your home with one of these dogs. The issues that seem to affect this particular breed the most include hip and elbow dysplasia, cardiomyopathy, which is a quite serious heart problem, thyroid issues, and again bloat or gastric torsion. Another incredibly close round here, which is becoming the theme of this contest. Both have the same life expectancy, but the TOSA takes this round having slightly fewer common health issues and makes it 2-2 going into the 5th and final deciding round. Round number 5, fearless loyalty. The Boerboel is a very self-confident dog, renowned for being courageous, showing very little fear in any situation they find themselves in, which is one of the reasons they are so highly prized in their native South Africa for being such superb watch and guard dogs. And being natural watch and guard dogs, they do not need to be taught to guard or protect, which could end up making a dog more dominant and aggressive, which is something to be avoided at all costs. Their size alone is impressive enough to put any wrongdoers off, but the need to protect makes a Boerboel a formidable guard dog. They have an amazing perception of any impending threats and will place themselves between an owner and a threat as a way of protecting them. Although the actual origins of the Boerboel remains a little uncertain, it is thought that the breed came about when settlers from Holland, Germany, France and England took their dogs with them to South Africa, where they were bred used with various local dogs. In the early 1900s, the largest diamond mining company for the region brought over bull mastiff type dogs to guard their valuable mines, and it is thought that these dogs contributed to creating the Boerboel. Their name actually means farmer's mastiff in Afrikaans. Whatever their true origins, the Boerboel was bred to be a strong, robust and heavy dog that was suited to the harsh, dry climate of South Africa. They were bred to be large enough to scare thieves and robbers off, which is something the dog achieves very well thanks to those imposing looks. Today, the Boerboel remains a very popular choice of watchdog in their native South Africa, both on farms and as working watchdogs. However, they have become a popular choice as family pets thanks to their kind and loyal natures paired to the fact that they are renowned for their guarding abilities. These large dogs are also gaining popularity here in the UK, although the breed has not yet been recognised by the Kennel Club. The Boerboel is, however, recognised by the American Kennel Club and other international associations. The TOSA, also called the TOSA INU, TOSA Ken, or Japanese Mastiff, or even Japanese Fighting Dog, is a breed of dog of Japanese origin that is considered to be quite rare. It was originally bred in Tosa, Shikoku, present-day Kochi, as a fighting dog and the only breed still used in Japanese dog fighting, which unfortunately is still very much legal over there. Ownership is restricted in some countries as a dangerous breed, which includes here in the UK, so makes them one of the very few breeds I have no first-hand experience of working with. The Tosa's temperament is known to be marked with patience, composure, boldness and courage, and he is normally a tranquil, quiet and obedient dog with a calm but vigilant demeanour. This is one of those rounds that could go either way in pretty much every round, and this round is no exception. Both dogs are fearless guardians, but as we need a winner, and although I'm firmly and proudly against dogfighting in all forms, the fact that the Tosa has so tightly interweaved in its lineage, and unfortunately the case still today, they take the win here in round 5 for me. Therefore, they win this contest 3 rounds to 2 and advance to the quarterfinals of our tournament, where it will take on the winner of the Connie Corso and the Bully Cooter. Click top left for the whole playlist for all the contests in this tournament, or bottom left for another one of my videos I think you will enjoy. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss the next contest in our tournament to determine the ultimate guard dog breed.